Howdy there, little cousin. You doing all right?
Oh, hey there, Leslie. Wait, what are you doing here? I thought you still worked at Montana.
Well, the Highland Valley Company purchased to me now, so now I work here at Summer Lake Pass.
Well, that's great. We get to work together again. I can't wait to tell my sister that you're here now.
That would be something. Gonna make great memories here. Well, I gotta head to the main station so my driver can get his orders. See you, Rio.
It was a bright morning at Summer Lake Pass Railway. All the engines were working hard. Nikki was pulling a mixed goods train down to the depot. And Jonathan was delivering coal to the coal plants. Axel and Juliet were both pulling the express, and they were running on time as usual. But today was a very special day. Leslie, the Missouri and Pacific Mikado steam locomotive, is a cousin to Rio, and now he is purchased by the Summer Lake Pass Railway, and Rio is very happy that he get to work with his cousin again. Rio and Leslie's driver and the boss gave Leslie a very warm welcome after Leslie's driver got his orders from the boss.
Well, Leslie, you lucky old engine. Now you get to work with your cousin. Well, how do you feel?
Well, driver, if it wasn't for the boss man, I would not be here working with my cousin. I had to stay in Montana.
Well, we're glad you're on board with us there, Leslie. Now, Rio, go do your other jobs, and after when you get done, report back to the sheds. I got a big job for the both of you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And he went off to work. And so, he went to collect boxcars from the docks that were full of goods and stuff so he can deliver them to supermarkets and grocery stores and all of the above. And then, he started pulling his passengers down to the big station. Rio worked very hard on this railway. And then he was putting loads of wood chips down the line, too. Rio is a very useful engine, like the other Ollie engines on Summer Lake Pass. And also, he is pulling oil tankers from the rigs. Meanwhile, back at the big station, Leslie was talking to Hudson, Axel, and Juliet about his original home called Montana. And so, Juliet asked this question.
So, how you liking your new home here at Summer Lake Pass?
Well, I love it here, but it's not like what you got over in Montana, where I used to work at. Well, actually, me and my cousin Rio used to work that before we got purchased here. And also, we have a mountain called Glacier Mountain in Montana.
Glacier Mountain. We never heard of that before.
Well, Glacier Mountain is the biggest mountain in Montana, and it actually runs in my route. But my job was the same thing as Abby's job now, is pull the excursion. And also, I'll be honest with you, every time I go past Glacier Mountain, it's the most beautiful place I've ever been to. But like I said, it ain't like what you have here. It's much different.
I bet it's pretty over there where you used to live at in Montana. Besides, were there a lot of diesels there?
Yeah, actually there is. There are diesels called BNSF, also known as Burlington Northern and Santa Fe. Those were the dash diesels that would pull heavy freights and goods and stuff. But I see this railway has F units, diesels and streamliners and Hudsons.
Yeah, we are streamliners, but we were built by different factories. Ara was built by Alco, and Juliet was built by the Baldwin Locomotive Works in 1942.
Well, ain't that something? I was built by the same factory as Juliet was built in. I was built in the Baldwin Locomotive Works.
Well, it's good to have you here on Summer Lake Pass there, Leslie. We hope that you make great memories, you and your cousin Rio. Rio does talk good about you.
Yeah, indeed he does. And I bet he's working right now. But I gotta get going. See y'all.
And so, after he got done talking to the other engines, he started tooting his whistle, and then he head off. The kind of whistle that Leslie has is the same type of whistle that Rio's got. Is a hand-cocked 5-chime whistle. But also, Leslie, when he lived in Montana, was the strongest steam engine of them all. He was even stronger than the dash diesels that worked there. After Leslie left the station, Hudson started to go too. It was time for him to pull his local express. Leslie loved this railway. He was thundering down the line like he did when he worked in Montana when he was pulling the excursion. And most importantly, he has a CB radio in the engineer's cab. So, he starts to talk to Rio on the radio.
Rio, did the boss made the preparations yet? Over.
Yep, he said when you get done pulling your passenger route, just head back to the sheds. He's got something for us. Over.
10-4 there, cousin.
And so, after he went past the tunnel, he started slowing down when he got to the station, right on time with no fail. When Leslie got to the station, he saw Nikki was picking up passengers. After he stopped, his driver got off the cab and said this.
Well, Leslie, you just sit right there while I go to the station and get my orders. I'll be right back.
While Leslie's driver was waiting in line to get the orders, he started talking to the railroad workers.
Hi, Leslie. What are you doing here on Summer Lake Pass? I thought you worked in Montana.
Well, I got purchased by the Highland Valley Railroad Company, so now I work here. And besides, I'm waiting for my driver to pick up his orders. And the boss told me to, when I get done, leave my coaches at the yard and come back to the sheds. What's going on here, Nikki?
Well, I guess you don't know. Today's a very special day because it's the boss and his wife's 50th anniversary, and they like to go to Ontario, Canada. So that's why he picked you and Rio to take the train. So y'all are going to be doubleheaders.
Well, no wonder why Rio won't tell me what was going on. I tried asking him and asking him and asking him, but he still won't give me an answer.
You'll know when you'll find out at the shed. Over.
You see what I mean?
Well, Rio is trying to surprise you. And besides, he told me you haven't been in a long run in a very long time.
Well, I guess he's right on one thing. I haven't done a good run in a long time since I worked in Montana. All I done was the excursion trains, and that was it.
Shh. You ain't talking about what's happened, are you? It's a secret. You'll find out. Over.
No, Rio, we're not talking about that. Over.
Shh. Okay. Just making sure. 10-4.
I guess you know who I have to deal with.
You know I can hear you, right?
Rio, you didn't say over. You didn't say over.
Well, you two crack me up.
Come on, Nikki, old gal. We gotta get going. Just got my orders in my hands, and now I'm ready to go.
Yes, sir. Let's burn up some rails.
And so she rung her bell, and then she went on, getting ready to make some progress. She didn't have no time to waste because she was fixing to run late, and so she head off. And then, soon after, and then his driver came back with the orders, and then he was ready to go. And so, Leslie took off with 2 blasts of his whistle, and then he started rolling on to the other station. While Leslie was pulling the passengers down to the next station, meanwhile, over at the Highland Valley Railroad Company, Peter, the Canadian Pacific diesel shunter, was pulling some empty coaches to the station for the boss and his wife on their 50th anniversary. When newer engines came in, the Highland Valley Railroad Company had to remodel the roundhouse because there were new trains coming in. And so, when Peter got to the station, he dropped off the coaches, and then he went back to the sheds to get some rest. After Peter went to rest, Cade was talking about how excited he was getting to pull the anniversary train.
Oh dear bud, I can't even tell how excited I am because I get to pull the anniversary train. It's going to be a wonderful thing for me. I get to go to Ontario.
Oh, please, Cade. I should be the one that pulled the anniversary train. I'm fast, and I am splendid. Unlike you, Cade.
Well, dear Angela, you don't have to be boastful, don't you know?
Yeah, are you trying to be boastful, ain't you? Kay was just excited. Now you're trying to pull him down? Come on now, you could do better than that.
Huh. Well, it will be better when we send that one engine to Summer Lake Pass. But, Leslie...
Hey now, you need to stop talking bad about Leslie. Leslie didn't do anything to you, and he's a good engine. And also, he's Rio's cousin.
Well, it seems like you care more about this Leslie than me. He seems like he's more splendid than I am, even though that he's a Makoto engine.
Rio was heading back to the sheds to see what was the big job was, and there he found out. And while Rio got to the sheds and the yards, he saw something that was pretty familiar. And what he saw was nice polished coaches that were made by Pullman, by the Pullman coaches factory. And so the boss said,
Rio, Leslie, this is y'all's big job. It's our 50th anniversary, and I'd like to take my wife to Ontario, Canada. Can you two pull the train?
They both agreed on it, and they started double-headed to pull the train. And each one of them blew their whistle. And then they started taking off with a flash, making it down the line, creating great progress. Rio and Leslie were roaring down the line, pulling the coaches with them. The boss and his wife were enjoying the smooth ride that Rio and Leslie was taking them. And all the passengers, too, got their cameras out and they were recording. Leslie and Rio were having the time of their life going down this railway. And when they crossed that Canadian viaduct, Leslie blew his whistle. And Rio blew his whistle as well. But always, they were making excellent progress along the way. And soon enough, they got to the Highland Valley Railway Company on time, without fail. They were tired though, but it was sure worth it. As soon as they got to the station, the boss got off of the anniversary train and got onto the train that took to Ontario. And so, Cade blew his whistle, and then he went off. After Cade left, Rio and Leslie were spending the night at Highland Valley Sheds. Luckily, Angela was being snooty again.
Fancy see you here, Leslie. But I digress. You're not bad for a freight engine.
Listen, freight is not the only thing I pull. I pull passengers as well, and we just got done pulling the anniversary train.
I am not surprised. Well, at least you weren't splendid enough like me.
Alright, both of you, that's enough. Leslie, let's get some sleep, shall we? And soon night came, and they all went to sleep. And soon enough, Cade made it to Ontario, Canada, without fail, but on time. And so, the boss from the railway and his wife got off the train, and the mayor of Ontario welcomed them. Oh hey everybody! Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you liked the video,
Leave a comment and tell us what you think about this video. But, as always, thanks for watching this video.
well cousin, you ready to go?
Yep, last one there's a rotten scrap iron.